All right, it's time for my Super Bowl 59 preview expectation, whatever it's going to be video. Anyway, I'm just going to come right up front and say I expect the Eagles to win this Super Bowl. I expect them to win by at least 2 scores. I will be surprised if it's less than 2 scores. And I'm going to tell you why. Now, right off the bat, I'll tell you, yes, I'm a Philadelphia Eagles fan. Yes, I'm someone that has watched way more Philadelphia Eagles games than I did Kansas City Chiefs games this past season. But here's the thing. Go back to 2 seasons ago, and you can watch my videos going up to the Super Bowl 57. And I didn't have the confidence in the Eagles that I did this season. So this ain't just a homer thing. This ain't just I support my team blindly type thing. I was surprised that the Eagles were favored to win Super Bowl 57. Whereas this year, I'm surprised that they are the underdog by 1.5 points. I mean, still, underdog's an underdog, 1.5 points, whatever. And I can understand how people are expecting the Chiefs to win this game, expecting them to make history, become the first team to ever win 3 Super Bowls in a row. I mean, that would be a tremendous legacy achievement for Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes specifically, and other people like Travis Kelce as well. Excuse me. But I don't have that Super Bowl, like I said, that Super Bowl 57 vibe that I did from the Chiefs this season. And I understand the abilities of my team. I've had so much doubt about this Chiefs team. And it ain't just hating on them because they beat my team in the Super Bowl or anything like that. Because again, watch my Super Bowl recap video. I didn't throw any salt down. I wasn't crying about that holding call at the end of the game or anything like that. You didn't hear any of that coming from this channel. But when I watched the Chiefs this year, I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling it. Patrick Mahomes isn't playing like that guy this season. Now you could say, well, but geez, look what he did against the Bills, man. He showed up in that game, and the Chiefs put up over 30 points on the Bills. Hey, that's impressive. That was their best game of the season. And that's the thing. Like, people want to point out, like, they put up 30 plus points on the Bills. Folks, that was the first time all season that the Chiefs put up more than 30 points in a game. Think about that for a second. Now, wins are wins. I get it and all. But if you want me to believe that you are about that ultimate winning life and that I'm supposed to forget all the calls that went favorably in your way that were difference makers in quite a few of your games, then I better see play on the field, especially from your multi-time MVP quarterback where he looks like that guy. And I'm in no way saying like, oh, he looked as good as Aaron Rodgers did this season. Like, no, he's obviously playing at a significantly high level, but he is not playing like Patrick Mahomes. He isn't playing like the Patrick Mahomes that went into Super Bowl 57. And yes, I know I'm harping on the whole quarterback thing here, but the Chiefs are going to ride or die with how Patrick Mahomes plays in this game. Because that defense is only going to be able to do so much against the Eagles' offense. The Chiefs' offense better pray they don't give up any turnovers to this defense on Philadelphia that is just stripping and catching balls left and right. Good luck getting Jalen Hurts through this offensive line. Good luck trying to just zone on Saquon Barkley and making an effort to just lock him down the whole game. Hey, Sweet Pea. Oh, you're going to hit the fire. Oh, she's going to hit the fire alarm button. Uh-oh. There's about to be a fire from the firehouse. Anyway. Oh, I've distracted her. She's got her mind off the firehouse. Anyway. Look, I won't be stunned if the Chiefs win, but I will be more surprised that the Eagles lose this game. Because above all else, there's a vibe in Philadelphia. She turned it off. Okay, great. Dispatched the fire and then canceled the call. Anyway, in 2017, going into Super Bowl in 2018. There was just such a vibe from this team that things were clicking. Even when Carson Wentz went down from his injury, the team didn't lose a step. They seemed as confident as ever. They went into every playoff game as an underdog and won every single one of them. And I get that same feeling from this team this year. And I didn't get that 2 years ago going into Super Bowl 57. I just didn't. It was just a team that they got an infinite amount of sacks, almost broke the all-time sack record, but it just always felt like there was something missing. And this year, they have arguably the guy that is the MVP in the league. Like, I mean, I don't care who wins it, whether it's Lamar or Josh or anyone else. The most valuable player to a football team right now this year was Saquon Barkley. You take Saquon Barkley off this team, good luck seeing as much success as you did with the Philadelphia Eagles this year. Good luck with that. And I don't know, man. It just feels like there's so much more motivation to win on Philadelphia's end, and even just getting back to the Super Bowl. They're breaking the whole curse of a quarterback that lost his first Super Bowl and then get back to another Super Bowl. It hasn't happened since the Bills with why am I forgetting the quarterback of the Bills? Jim Kelly. Jeez, total brain fart there for a second. Jim Kelly was the last guy to get to his first Super Bowl, lose, and get back to another one. That's how long it's been. Like, there's obviously been quarterbacks that have went to a Super Bowl, lost, and came back, like Tom Brady, but he won his first Super Bowl. Peyton Manning lost a Super Bowl, but he won the first Super Bowl he was in. That's crazy. First time a quarterback has gotten back to a Super Bowl after losing his first one. That's how long it's been. It's been back since the time of the Dallas Cowboys winning Super Bowls. That's how long it's been. Think about that. Anyway, I just feel Jalen's going to be that much more motivated, and the other Jalen on defense, man, he knows that he was passed up in the draft by a couple teams that didn't want to take a chance on a guy, and granted, understandably, it was a bad circumstance. We don't need to relive it, but the whole drag racing incident with him and another guy from Ohio State ended up killing two people. He didn't crash into him. The person in the other car he was racing. Bam! Look it up if you want to know more about it. Jalen Carter is just playing with such a motivated, I don't know if you want to call it a chip on his shoulder, but man, he has, and that's the thing, like, I've seen this guy step up his play consistently in the playoffs. He just looks hungrier and hungrier, and he was already a monster-eating beast coming out of the regular season. Have fun with that, Patrick. Because you ain't seen a Jalen Carter yet in the playoffs. No disrespect to Buffalo and Houston, but they don't have Jalen Carter on their team. And Brandon Graham coming back, you think that's not going to motivate the defense? To have a couple plays of Brandon Graham coming off the edge, trying to rush Patrick Mahomes? Like, just seeing him on the field is going to be an insane boost for the defense. And what's going to be Brandon Graham's final game of his career? The guy that strip sacked Tom Brady in a Super Bowl. You know how nuts it's going to be if he strip sacks Patrick Mahomes? Oh my God, would that be a motivation rocket up the backside? You're just dispatching fire trucks left and left, aren't you, Chief? Oh, don't push the fire station off the couch. The fire station might not live to dispatch another fire if you do that. Anyway, fires everywhere. My mind can't comprehend that the guys on Philadelphia aren't going to step up. And again, and that's not having any disrespect to Travis Kelce and Patrick Mahomes and all that. Those guys are all another year older. Travis Kelce is probably going to retire, if not this season, but the next. He's not that guy at tight end anymore. Patrick Mahomes isn't playing like that guy at quarterback this season. But at the end of the day, they are experienced champions. If they rise to the moment, no salt on this end. If Andy Reid coaches circles around Vic Fangio, no salt on this end. Us, the better team would have won. However, if it comes to refs and if he calls again and the writing's on the wall and stuff like that, then we'll cross that bridge if we have to. But honestly, I think all the league cared about was getting the Chiefs into the Super Bowl at this point. What do they care if they win or lose at this point? It's not like it's that much more money for the league if the Chiefs win the game. There's already the same amount of viewers watching the game going into it, whether you think the Chiefs are going to win or not. So, I don't know, man. I'm predicting a big win for the Eagles. I'm predicting a double-digit lead by halftime. I could be stone cold wrong, but man, I just, again, I never look at these things with homer eyes. I look at them with as much objectivity as possible, and there's so many things that are different compared to just 2 seasons ago. Yeah, Cooper DeJean and Quinyon Mitchell are arguably 2 top 10 cornerbacks in the league. And Howie Roseman got them both in the same draft, as well as adding Saquon Barkley. Like, who deserves to hold up the Heisman Trophy? Who deserves to hold up the Lombardi Trophy more? Howie Roseman, because he played a lot. He deserves the Heisman Trophy because he's a great football player that probably never played a day of football in his life. Who deserves to hold the Lombardi Trophy up more than Howie Roseman? Like, in all seriousness. But that's not overlooking the Chiefs. Again, just because I'm predicting and confident beyond the stars, doesn't mean that Patrick Mahomes ain't going to show up and be that guy again. Because if he does, and he is that guy, and he shows it and shows out, I won't be that stunned, but I still will be shocked that he did it against the Eagles, and my Eagles didn't counter it enough to beat him anyway. So, a few days away. I'm much more excited. I keep referencing Super Bowl 57, but man, I'm so much more excited about this Super Bowl because I didn't have anywhere near as much optimism. So again, people, if you want to throw shade on me for just being a blind homer that's, predicting a big loss for the Chiefs and all this and blah blah blah. Okay, and where was that same energy going into Super Bowl 57? Yeah, you can watch my previous videos around that time. I didn't have the same energy. Again, I was shocked that the Eagles were even a favorite in that game because the Chiefs were the committed, proven winners already. And I don't know, I guess that's the surprising thing too. And I'm kind of glad that the Chiefs are the favorite because it's that much more motivation for these guys, most of which that were just in the Super Bowl, and these new kids that are balling out, like I said, like Quinyon and Cooper, get that chip because they know, and Quinyon Mitchell especially, boy, I remember that first game of the season against the Packers. This guy, Quinyon Mitchell, was barking at like one of the Packers receivers because he like broke up a pass. I was like, this guy ain't been in the league but a minute, and he's talking trash to veteran players in the NFL. Who does he think he is? But you know what? It turns out he says that stuff to the Eagles players in practice. He talks smack to the wide receivers in practice and stuff like that. And you find out that's just who he is. That's what he does to motivate himself. And boy, is he going to run his mouth like you've never seen before if he gets a Super Bowl ring on his finger. Oh my God, I can't wait to see what he looks like next season, or how much hungrier he looks if he doesn't get that ring on his finger. Because this is a team that is so young, and what major piece are you going to be losing going into next season? Like, that's the thing. Like, not to just get past the Super Bowl already, but wow. This team's in good shape. But injuries can happen. Anything happen. Focus on the Super Bowl, guys. So, what say you guys? Do you, like, honestly, look at the two offenses? Who do you think is the better offense? Look at the two defenses. Who do you think is the better defense? Coach, okay, I'll give that to you. Quarterback, okay, I'll give that to you. But the offense as a totality for the Eagles? Would you take Patrick Mahomes and an aged Travis Kelce over a Jalen Hurts and a Saquon Barkley? Okay. Would you take Kansas City secondary over the young studs in the Eagles secondary? Yeah, I understand if you do, because those young studs haven't been in a Super Bowl yet. Arguable point. The one thing I'll clearly give an edge, besides a coach and a quarterback that's been there and done that before, is special teams, because Missy Elliott better not be performing during the Super Bowl this year. Missy Elliott's the name for Jake Elliott. Get it? Because it's a playoff of words, because he misses kicks a lot, so they call him Missy Elliott, the name of the rapper. Anyway, hopefully you got that without me having to explain it. I'm excited. I can't wait. I'm nervous about the game already. And again, going back to Super Bowl 57, I didn't have that nerve, and I had these nerves going in the Super Bowl 52 as well. And that was with Nick Foles as our quarterback, because I'm just like, I don't know, it just feels like something special's gonna happen. It just feels like something special's gonna happen. But speaking of things to happen, something that I want to happen, if the Eagles do win this, and I put this in, some of you might have already seen in the community tab, but if the Eagles win this and they have a parade, I want two things to happen to that parade. Number one, add an extra float. Number two, add another extra float. Okay? On those floats, the first one, I want the Mara family. On the second float, I want Jerry Jones and his son Steven on there with him. God, that'd be great. Oh, and you gotta have Jason Kelce there. He's got to be like, he's got to be like pulling a bus on a rope wearing a mummer's outfit. Something like that would be pretty cool too. But again, let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's not book the parade like they do in other towns. Anyway. Go Birds. Can I get an Eagles from someone? Can someone say Eagles? Can someone say touchdown? Hey, can you say touchdown? That's actually what she says for touchdown. She held her arms up like a touchdown symbol. Say Eagles! Same noise for both words. Go figure. That is all.